Sergey, a fluffy orange Pomeranian, was a permanently surprised expression, and Mocha, a sleek, sassy Chihuahua whose ears were almost as big as her head, lived for one thing: grocery day. Not because they particularly cared about organic kale or artisanal cheeses, but because the grocery store held the key to their deepest desires. For Sergey, it was the crunchy, savory salmon-flavored dental sticks. And for Mocha, it was the elusive, squeaky duck-shaped chew toy she was convinced was hidden amongst the pet aisle's towering displays. Their owner, a kind woman named Sarah, knew their routine well. As soon as she jingled her keys, Sergey would launch into a series of enthusiastic spins, while Mocha would sit by the door, quivering with anticipation. The car ride was a blur of happy panting and eager whines, but it was the moment they reached the grocery store entrance that their carefully orchestrated plan began. "All right, you too," Sarah would say, clipping their leashes short. "Remember, no free roaming. We're on a mission." Sergey, ever the diplomat, would start with subtle hints. As they approached the pet food aisle, he'd subtly increase his pace, his little nose twitching frantically. If Sarah somehow missed his telepathic cues, he'd escalate to a low, rumbling whine, nudging her leg with his nose. If that didn't work, he'd plant his paws firmly, refusing to move until she acknowledged his direction. Sarah, chuckling, would eventually follow his lead. "Dental sticks, is it, Sergey?" she'd ask, and he'd respond with a joyous woof. Mocha, on the other hand, preferred a more direct, albeit dramatic, approach. Her strategy involved an intricate dance of quick, sharp barks and frantic pawing at the air, always aimed in the general direction of the toy aisle. If Sarah Mocha would let out a series of high-pitched, indignant yips, her entire body vibrating with urgency. Her PCDR assistance was her play-dead maneuver. She'd suddenly flop onto her side, looking utterly heartbroken until Sarah rerouted. Okay, Mocha, Sarah would sigh, picking her up. Let's see if that ducky is there today. One Tuesday, disaster struck. The dental sticks were out of stock. Sergey, usually so composed, let out a mournful howl that echoed through the otherwise quiet aisle. He then proceeded to lie down in front of the empty shelf, a picture of canine despair. Sarah, feeling terrible, tried to tempt him with other treats, but Sergey was resolute. It took a promise of a double helping next week to coax him out of his protest. The same day, the duck chew toy was also missing. Mocha, upon realizing her quest was in vain, didn't resort to dramatics. Instead, she sat down directly in front of Sarah and slowly, deliberately turned her back, her little body stiff with silent disapproval. Sarah knew this was worse than any tantrum. "I'm so sorry, Mocha," she whispered, stroking her back. "We'll check every other store until we find it." Despite these occasional setbacks, grocery day remained their favorite. Sergey and Mocha, with their unique methods of communication, had mastered the art of canine consumerism. And Sarah was a basket full of human necessities and a few carefully selected canine treasures. Always left the store with a smile, knowing her furry shopping companions had successfully